Bonjour YouTube, welcome back to our channel.
Today we're going to be talking to you about what we wish we knew before moving to France. So, on y va! So the first thing I wish I knew before moving to France is conversational French. Yes, okay, you study French in the school, or you can get the classes, you can know a bit of grammar and everything, but what's important is conversational French, because the French here, the actual French, is a little different to the ears than you can hear them on the news, in the movies, or anything of that sort. On the street, the French is different a little bit, at least in the first half a year for sure. It's a bit different, and oftentimes you panic. Like, genuinely, I panicked a lot in the very beginning because I had no idea what they were saying, and some of the words were all mumble jumbled together for me that I couldn't differentiate between one word and the other, and for me it was just a sound. I had no idea. And this is without going into, slang, or some words are shortened in spoken French, so sometimes you kind of need to know what the context is, or you actually need to know these words.
Of course, if you want to stay in France, if you want to live in France, you have to speak French. It's a must. It's not like, oh, you can survive without it. I don't think so. You have to communicate with other people at some point, either when you send a letter or when you do your taxes. There are so many things you need to do officially. And for instance, when you renew your card decision, you need to also speak in French. No one speaks English there. And for that reason, I wish I knew French before I moved to France.
Now, another thing that I wish I knew before coming to France is how difficult it is to find a job in your career sector. I'm speaking from my own experience and from the experience of my friends that I know here. If you're not from France, and if you come here and if you want to work in your field, it will take you some time, most probably, and it will take you a lot of nerves. I have personally applied hundreds of jobs, hundreds. I'm not lying. And I've had some interviews. I've had interviews in English, I've had interviews in French, and I've been told many times that I am either overqualified for the position, or I need to have a degree from the local school. And I'm a graphic designer. I'm not someone like, let's say, an engineer or like a doctor, where you have to be on the same type of tech, or maybe, I don't know, basically same level of expertise as the locals. With graphic design, it's a little bit more blurred, so it's very difficult to find a job in your career. I ended up eventually taking something else as full-time job, and at the same time I do freelancing. And let's say the job market here is very competitive, and so you have to prepare yourself to work really hard, to seriously spend time, and don't expect to have it, don't expect to be met with open arms, because for one of you, there are already 20 French people queuing up. So it's not easy, it's very difficult, and the only thing I can say is be prepared psychologically and mentally, and also good luck, and keep on doing what you're doing, keep on improving, keep on applying if you need to, or go another way, start doing freelancing, start doing other things, but keep on pushing through, because it's not easy.
I wish I knew more cities than the famous cities like Bordeaux, Paris, Nice. Of course, they are also very beautiful and nice, but I realized that when I start traveling, I've seen so many different places in France, and they're underestimated. And of course, if it is not touristic, they won't be speaking to you in English, but it's not an issue. If you wanna truly explore France, you should definitely visit smaller towns, like we've been doing it so far.
Now, another point that I wish I knew before moving to France is how difficult it is to make friends with French people. It highly depends on the situation that you are in. But if you don't speak the language, it's going to be a bit difficult. And in the beginning, you should try and make connections with people. Obviously, I'm not saying just walk around the street and say hello to everybody. That doesn't work that way, obviously. But there are like groups online, or you can go and there are like open chat cafes as well. Again, you organize it through the groups, events and stuff, and you join there, or you have your colleagues, for instance, you came here for working. Like, let's say you work in a company and it's an international company, they brought you here, you don't really speak French, but you want to try, so try at least that way. If there is like a gathering, or if people, your colleagues, they want to go somewhere, and if they invite you, or try to invite yourself if you want to, you can try that way and be adventurous, but try to make any connection with people, because it's difficult to make friends. I think it's because of the language basically is the main barrier. You need to really try, and you need to make an effort. But the best thing is, once you become friends with French people, you become friends with them for a long time. It's not just like hi bye. They really become your friends. It's one of those cultures where you really need to make an effort in the beginning, but once they open up to you properly, so it's not like a fake thing.
And this one is a bit funny, but I wish I knew how to cut cheese. In Turkey, unfortunately, they don't have as many cheese as France has, and for that reason, I used to cut the same way for all the cheeses. But in France, you cannot do that, because if it is soft, you need to cut in a different way. If it is not soft, you need to cut another way, and that's why we had a video for you to just watch, and then you can also learn how to cut cheese. And it might be a bit embarrassing as well if you don't know how to cut it. So that's why whenever I go somewhere, I never cut cheeses, because it turns out to be very bad. And I don't like cutting, or I don't like cooking, so it's not my thing. So if there is a cheese to be cut, it's Anton, not me.
So now the next point, look at Simon, look at these two. Just look at these two, look at them. It's really hot today, so they're behaving this way. They're hot. So the next point is, join the gym. Let me explain. I wish I joined the gym from the very start, because this is where, bringing from the previous point, this is where you can actually make friends as well. So it really works. First of all, it's a good thing for your body, for your health and everything, but also it's kind of good for your social life as well. You can make friends through the gym, you can meet people there, and the best part, they speak French, so you can practice your French, you can improve your French, and on top of that, you make friends. So join the gym.
And the last thing I would like to tell you is, I wish I knew how to navigate French bureaucracy. It's very difficult, it's very complicated, and I'm not going to even talk about speaking French, it's a must anyway. And other than that, bureaucracy is another subject that you can talk the whole day, and it's very complicated. You need to know how to do it. If you miss a step, you will get ejected. For instance, when I came here for the first time, I wanted to open a bank account. Normally, in another country, it's very easy. You go to a bank and then you open the account. But in France, it's not like that. There are so many steps you need to take. If you miss out on any of them, you won't get anything. If you tell them, oh, can I just do that? They will tell you, no, it's not possible, because they don't accept any other way other than how they have it. There is nothing to do. You either do it or do it. There is no third option, and there is nothing else you can do actually. In bureaucracy, you cannot change anything. You just need to follow the steps and get the things done. That's it.
Now the final point for me that I wish I knew before coming to France is that travel is not expensive in this country. The country is super well connected by trains, and it's not that expensive. You can go around the cities, you can go around the villages, you can go around the regions, and it won't break your budget. It's not that expensive. So instead of buying a coffee every morning at Starbucks or something like that, put that money aside, and by the end of the week you will be ready to go somewhere else. That is a really good point, and I think it will be useful for many people.
If you would like to see more of these videos, please don't forget to like, share and comment below. Au revoir.